I'm Scott McLeod. I am the winemaker for Rubicon Estate in Rutherford, California.
So can you tell us a little bit about the characteristics of the Cabernet grape?
Sure. Cabernet Sauvignon is also known as the wild grape, Sauvage. It was really, always have to remember about Cabernet is that it's a wild grape. It was not a graded grape. It's not a grape that was basically created through traditional breeding. It's a naturally occurring wild grape. And what the trademarks of Cabernet are outstanding color, abundant tannins, longevity. Some of the longest lived wines in the world are made from the Cabernet grape. One of the fullest bodied wines. It can be rustic, can be refined, can be on the side of cooler, which is greener characters of slight herbal, as well as extreme ripe side, which would be dark cherry, ripe briar, currants, what else? Blackberries, certainly. So.
And how does that translate to Napa Valley?
Well, Napa's pretty ripe. In the world scale, Napa's pretty ripe. In other words, Napa is warm. And as old wine regions, take Bordeaux, where Cabernet is a lot more acres of Cabernet in Bordeaux than there are in Napa. And there it's a cooler climate. The season's a little shorter. Generally in Napa Valley, it's warm, it does not rain. We'll have Cabernets hanging on the vines all the way through the first week of November. We're generally not going to get chased out of the field by a storm. So we have the opportunity to make very rich wines that have captured almost a full season all the way to the early November.
And what's the flavor profile of those wines?
Well, it's funny, in Napa, if you visit Napa, Napa is only about some magical numbers, like 30 miles long in length. It's only about 4 to 5 miles wide at its widest point, and most of it's within 2 or 3 miles in width. And it's capped by Mount St. Helena to the far north, and it opens to the bay in the south, known as Carneros. And so we really go from the temperatures of Napa Valley. The closer you are to the bay, it's cooler, and as you move up the valley, as we say up valley, the temperatures become warmer. And as it becomes warmer, Cabernet gets riper. And in that case, what we'll see is that the flavors follow the temperatures. And so in Calistoga, which is the northern part of the valley, we'll get very black sort of flavors of blackberry and currant. As you move down through St. Helena, certainly it's more currant as well. Get into Rutherford. Rutherford is all about cherry, red cherry for Greater Rutherford, black sour cherry for the very ripe areas of parts of Rutherford. And as you go south, you get into sort of the Yountville district in North Napa. The flavors will pull a slightly more of a green character as a unripe character, but it's different. It's just ripe, classically ripe, but with cooler temperatures. And what that does is it makes flavors more of spice, tea, perhaps pepper, like bell pepper, but all flavors of Cabernet, just grown in different ways.
And what are some of your favorite foods to pair with the wines that you produce?
Well, Cabernet is great. I mean, modern style Cabernet actually you can have with fish, you can have it with tuna, anything grilled. It reflects very well with anything that's been grilled. Generally, it's always been red meat, but the reality is that anything, certainly in terms of earthy vegetables, root vegetables, absolutely, truffles, porcini mushrooms, anything that is sort of earthier the better. It responds very well to flavors, foods that reflect very strong earth components to them.